Inspired by his mother's vivid stories, Michael spent years dreaming of soaring like an eagle over golden wheat fields.
If you want something, work for it.
Michael clears 17 feet, 6.5 inches, setting a new Junior Olympics record.
Vision beyond sight. Michael Stone's world record achievement is truly awe-inspiring, accomplished while completely blind.
The final race of the National Junior Olympics ended an hour ago, yet a crowd of nearly 20,000 people remains glued to their seats. Yet they stayed for the pole vault. It is a grueling hybrid of disciplines, requiring the aerial grace of a gymnast and the raw power of a bodybuilder. To win here, an athlete must launch themselves over a bar set at the height of a standard 2-story building. For those watching in the stands, clearing such a height is a terrifying fantasy. For 17-year-old Michael Stone, it was the culmination of a lifelong quest. Sitting on the AstroTurf waiting for his turn, the field was baking. His palms sweated so heavily he needed a towel just to maintain his grip, and a glass of ice water did nothing to cool his internal intensity. Throughout the day, Michael had operated with machine-like precision. He cleared 17 feet, then 17 feet 2 inches, and finally 17 feet 4 inches, showing no emotion as he landed on the mat. But the final jump required something he had never done. The bar was raised to 17 feet 6.5 inches, a full 9.5 inches higher than his previous personal best. As he stepped onto the runway, Michael was suddenly paralyzed. He tried shaking the tension from his legs, but the fear only tightened his muscles further. Michael had reached a threshold where years of weightlifting and farm chores were no longer the deciding factor. He had hit a psychological wall his muscles alone could not breach. Since he was 14, Michael's training was dictated by his father, Bert. A hardcore realist who believed in hard work and sweat, Bert enforced a regimented program of weightlifting, running, and farm chores to build unshakable muscle memory. His mother, Mildred, cultivated his internal world. She read him stories that described the land from a bird's-eye view, using vivid details to fill his mind with color and beauty. These stories fueled a recurring dream. Michael would imagine himself sprinting down a country road, feeling the rocks and dirt beneath his feet as he outran locomotives and eventually soared like an eagle. Michael's potential existed at the intersection of these two worlds, his father's mechanical discipline and his mother's boundless imagination. On the runway, Michael summoned his mother's voice. He laid his pole down and took the deep breaths she had always taught him to use whenever he felt scared. In the deafening silence of the stadium, he listened until he heard the singing of distant robins. That was his signal to fly. As he sprinted, the synthetic runway transformed. In his mind, he was back on that country road, feeling the familiar texture of the rocks and dirt. His takeoff was effortless. Time seemed to move in slow motion as Michael experienced the purest air he had ever sensed, soaring with the majesty of an eagle. In this moment, the boundary between his physical reality and his lifelong dream completely dissolved. The thump of his landing brought Michael back to earth. The crowd exploded into a roar that shook the stands. Up in the stands, Bert Stone, the stoic realist, was hugging his wife and weeping harder than Mildred had ever seen. Michael had just set a new world record. But the true weight of this achievement lay in a detail the 20,000 people in the stands could not see. Michael Stone achieved this impossible feat while being completely blind. Mildred Stone's stories provided the foundation for a world her son could never see. By describing the land from a bird's eye view, she built the spatial awareness Michael needed to navigate the air. Bert Stone's demand for physical repetition was a requirement for his son's safety. Michael had to memorize every inch of his stride, relying entirely upon the singing of birds and the texture of the ground to time his flight. Michael Stone's golden vault proves that true vision is constructed in the mind. The limits of the human body are only as rigid as our imagination allows them to be.
Vision beyond sight. Michael Stone's world record achievement is truly awe-inspiring, accomplished while completely blind.